Oysters, clams, and cockles. Oysters, clams, and cockles. Oysters, clams, and cockles. Pleasure doing business with you. Great to see you. Come back anytime. You know, I can see why people were complaining so much about these XP rates. That was my 5th transaction. I have yet to get any sailing XP. Okay, I can admit when I'm wrong. That was bad. I'm sorry. My fault. Just roll the intro. This is Airdo, my everything locked regular man, my one and only ever Old School RuneScape account. Despite all my playtime, I am still stuck in the mid game, and this is my journey to the top of the RuneScape food chain. Welcome to regular man. Sailing is here. The first ever skill added to Old School RuneScape since its launch in 2013, and I, for one, have been extremely hyped for it. As a certified pirate legend on Sea of Thieves back in the day, all the proposed content has been right up my alley. Or galley, should I say. My fault. Before we can start roaming the seas of Gillinor, we must first complete the Pandemonium quest. So, let's get over to Port Sarim. Anne and Will are loitering around on the docks, insulting every passerby, and after just a few quick questions, I'm a part of their crew, for a job that they're not so suspiciously telling me very little about. No one ever taught me stranger danger, so all aboard. Who's driving? Me? Okay. These two goons let me in on the fact that they're salvagers, so with this handy map that was definitely legally procured, we're en route to a famous shipwreck to uncover some treasure. After some minor technical difficulties, I fear things have gone wrong. Where's my boat? I can't see it. We finally arrive at the shipwreck, and our booty is, some cup and coin? Then faster than you can swap the poop deck. Betrayal! Marooned and wasted, I wander into the nearest establishment, which just so happens to be the fabled Pandemonium. Let me tell you, this is the spot for anybody who's anybody. We've got my boy Squawking Steve Beanie running the bar, and he's giving me the lowdown. Seems like I'm not the only one that Will and Ann did dirty. Turns out the map we used was procured, not so legally. He sends me over to Ribs in the corner to drop some lore on me about this map. Long ago, a feared and dreaded pirate captain by the name of Barnacle Barnaby sailed the seas. He was incredibly powerful, though with power came hubris. He sought to plunder the Skull Hoard, but what he uncovered was beyond anything he could have imagined. A curse, most foul. Disaster followed him and his crew, eventually sinking their ship, the Crimson Kraken, and killing all in its wake. That is, all but one. The only survivor charted the wreckage and sold off the map to Ribs, who hoped to keep the curse sealed, and he vowed to keep the map hidden and safe. In fact, he kept it so hidden and so safe that the map was just stolen by level 1 pirates. Bro. With the medallion out and about, the curse is back in business, and I've got to go track down my old employers. Can't we just, let the curse take care of them? Whatever. Since I'm a Billy No Boat, Steve sends me in the direction of Junior Jim to get my voyage started. Hey, only I get to say that. Junior Jim is gracious enough to offer me his finest raft in exchange for this potentially extremely dangerous cursed cup that I got off the shipwreck of the Crimson Kraken. Easy deal, kid. Pleasure doing business with ya. Well, the joke's on both of us, cause I just got sold a raft with no sails. You know, the things that make you go. So don't panic, you silly plonker. I feel like I just got called a slur. Of course, Junior Jim here will happily lend me some should I just do a little favor for him. I reluctantly accept, and it's time to hit the high seas all on my own. Yo, my boat is so fire, bro. Okay, low graphics that I can actually see my ship, whose government name is the Brave Miner, and we're off on our way to mine bravely back to Port Sarim. What's that? Where am I? I need to orient myself. I've got to be by Drainer right now, right? I have no idea where I am. Okay, that's definitely Mudskipper Point. There's no way that's not. Yeah, that's definitely Mudskipper Point. Smooth sailing, we make it to the destination in one piece. And do we get an informative lesson on how things work around here? Ah, you must be new to this. You can pick up and drop off the cargo at the ledge table over there.
You must be new at this.
You, port master. They kicked me out. Back on the seas. There's the wizard's tower. Wait, this is, I've never like thought about the world like this before. Like, this is Tutorial Island, bro. I drop off Jim's cargo and behold, the first of many sailing levels. Jim tells me that since I'm a big boy captain now, I should get to charting the seas. Oh, I cannot wait to look at this list of things to do. Oh my god, I'm so excited. Wait, Caribbean Sea, oh I see the Arctic Ocean. How many oceans are there? Oh my god. 358 tasks. Oh, it's so over, bro. However, Jim's a fraudulent sailor, so I'm sent the way of Charton Charles McAtlas for more info. Does he have 2 eye patches? Oh my god, this guy is sick. They named the map in the book after me, you see. Flashes a copy. McAtlas's map, multitude of maps. Both of them. The Charles Bendium of sea charts. Fire. Charles gives me a spyglass from his own collection and begins to tell me about all the different things I could find while exploring the oceans for myself.
The time flies when you spend your nights in the West, and I didn't know that snakes come in the form of a best friend. Who you faking for? You ready for your lights, camera, action? This ain't Trader Joe's, you paying for my verses with 5 cents. I'm gonna say you learn what is you doing with 5 men. Hit a record store to see if my new shit has sold out yet. And we don't aim it all, but we hit all of the targets. Man, I'm hella spiritual, my soul is nothing to fuck with. Woke up with a bitch, we didn't have a conversation. Man, she just creamed, nobody don't get involved in altercations. Got too much fame for the shit, made so much money I forgot about like who paid for the shit. I got used to destruction, so I'm always causing problems. The only difference between me and you is you're the bad one. I do not socialize with these rappers, I just destroy them. When times are good, I do not pull my phone out, I enjoy them. You're making me mad. Bad energy, man, where my Palo Santo at? Told her don't fuck me cause the shit gets sentimental fast. But she didn't listen, we was on the devil's let us rap. I'm just a social smoker, but I'm a social person. My brain yellow stop, I'm trying to be good like a social worker. It's only 2 o'clock and this gas put me in a coma. Got that fire burning, I'll call you back when I'm feeling sober. I'm feeling pressure from my job lately. I guess if I don't drop a song today, then I'm just lazy. I haven't dropped a thing in months, so what does that make me? But then again, I'm somewhat famous, you supposed to hate me. Pissed off with a heat drum, but I never stop until the beat stop. When the beat drop, get set up for action. I just mind my own, man, I don't write disses, I just write songs. But then again, if nobody gets hurt, then where's the fun?
Oh, and also I finished the quest. No lead on Will and Ann though. Maybe they'll turn up later. Back to the seas. Now that we've got a bit of exploration under our belt, it's time to dig into the real meat and potatoes of what sailing has to offer. And let me tell you, it is a whole feast out here. We got a taste of the appetizer with port tasks by helping out Junior Jim earlier. It's a simple loop. Pick up a task at the bounty board, pick up your cargo at point A, and drop it off at point B for some coin and XP. Simple enough. This is what a lot of people start off with, and honestly it's pretty miserable in the early levels. At lower levels you can only hold 2 tasks at a time, only accept low quality tasks, and you'll end up just going back and forth between the same 2 spots ad nauseum in an underdeveloped boat that moves slower than walking. A lot of complaints early on were saying that it felt like Uber Eats Simulator, and I mean, it's not wholly incorrect. This activity really starts to shine more in the later levels though, when you can hold 4 to 5 tasks at a time and go across the whole map. It adds a new dynamic where you need to plot out the most efficient route while making various stops along the way at different ports and refilling with more cargo as you drop it off. Not to mention the XP for cross-ocean voyages is rather juicy. Additionally, being higher level helps you because you can start adding new members to your crew. They're able to help in whatever activity you end up doing, and for port tasks, they'll carry the cargo to and from your boat at each stop, which speeds up the most tedious part of the whole thing by so much. Like, you have crew members to do this. While this activity is pretty alright in my book, the rewards are kinda dog doo-doo. All you really get is coins, and not enough to warrant this as your main activity, though I do enjoy that it actually gets you out and about in various spots of the ocean. For those looking for a more stationary experience, allow me to introduce salvaging. We'll be doing it in a more ethical manner than Anne and Will, but we'll be uncovering booty from the sea all the same. Littered throughout the seas are the corpses of various vessels that contain all sorts of goodies, ranging from supplies used in upgrading and fixing your boat, materials for use in other skills, or even just straight loot in the form of alkables. For where I am in this account, most of this loot isn't all that useful to me, but if you're in the early game, or if you're a stinky Iron Man, this is a great way to get a bank built quick. That said, each type of salvage has a very rare chance to contain an artifact lost to the sea, which does live on the collection log, and that's something I care about, so it gives me a reason to stick around. And I will stick around. This is easily the most AFK of all the sailing activities. You just kinda click once to use the salvaging hook and let it flow in. And here's our first piece now. I'll just take it over to the salvaging station, sort it out, and see what kind of loot we got. Oh my god. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do with this. I'm not asking anymore. Like and subscribe, okay? You have 10 seconds. Scroll down, go ahead. Just 2 little clicks. Nobody has to get hurt. We can both walk away from this, okay? Nice and easy now. Alright, there we go. Every now and then, the shipwreck will run out of salvage to give, so you might need to hop over to the adjacent one, but those breaks are few and far between and not enough to kill the vibe. Again, low-level sailors may want to avoid this as an unupgraded boat has an abysmal chance of successfully catching the salvage, and worse yet, if you don't have a salvaging station built on your deck, you're going to have to go back to a port more often than you'll actually be doing the activity, so probably better just to hold off. At the higher levels though, you can get a little sweaty with it. Using the highest level boat with 2 salvaging hooks, you can implement a little tick manipulation to make this very chill AFK activity turn into a sweatlord's dream. Not only will you be getting some crazy arthritis, you'll also be getting some extremely competitive XP rates on top of the loot that you're already getting at an accelerated rate. Overall, this is easily my favorite way to train sailing. You ever try to do an Akira slide on a boat? Yeah, you kinda can't. That's because the boat movement as a whole for sailing is complete, utter excellence. I mean, you still can't Akira slide though. The mechanics for driving around are quite fluid, should I say?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Seriously though, moving around feels super good. Not to say that there's no hiccups, but overall the performance and doing maneuvers, navigating around is super fun. And these mechanics are on center stage in the most challenging yet rewarding content that sailing has to offer, the Barracuda Trials. These time trial obstacle courses task you with traversing a treacherous tide in a timely manner, making sure to pick up plenty of overboard cargo along the way. Don't miss one of these or your whole run is over, by the way. Ask me how I know. No! No! There's plenty of things in the way that you really don't want to hit. Oh! 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 Oh, bro. Ah! No, 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 no. Oh! And there's plenty of speed boosts around that you really do want to hit. The margin for error to hit the time limit for each run is actually pretty slim, and with each of the 3 courses having 3 increasing difficulties, you'll be a master sailor by the time you master these. Not to mention you'll be getting a boatload of XP. Spamming these will get you the best XP per hour in the skill, and they're decently fun, so it's not too bad. While I did get tile packs to take my hand and make this activity easy baby mode in terms of pathing, there's definitely a threshold of brain power you gotta be hitting in order to succeed here, and let's just say I struggle to hit it without these tiles. The rewards here are nuts as well. Not only are you getting crazy XP, there's cosmetic flags to flex on all the plebeians who are too underdeveloped to finish the courses. There's crucial boat components for some of the absolute best upgrades you can get on your boat. A barrel stand to give you and your crew infinite sips from boosting potions and various skills. There's the captured wind mote, which unlocks the wind catcher, and that stores speed boosts of wind passively that you get to cash in whenever you want. Finally, there's the Heart of Ithel, which builds the Crystal Extractor. It'll charge up your wind catcher even faster for more speed boosts, and it'll give a very healthy amount of XP. On launch, it was so healthy that Jagex had to blast it with their Unfuninator and nerf it to the ground. Still though, just straight up increasing the XP per hour you're getting just by being on your boat, regardless of what method you're choosing to train the skill, is just a huge boost to how quickly levels come in. Now, even more important than anything else I've mentioned so far, each course has an associated certified fresh fit that you unlock. Me personally, I've been rocking the Storm Chaser look myself, thanks for noticing. While the Barracuda trials do have the same kind of lap fatigue that agility can have, I think this activity is just an absolute home run. That said, constantly resetting because you messed up once does feel a little bit bad, and it definitely got frustrating towards the end. I guess that just made the victory that much sweeter though. Holy shit, did I just do it? Holy shit, did I just do it? Come on. Oh! Oh! Let's f***ing go! Let's f***ing go! Now, you didn't think we'd be spending all this time on the ocean and not do a little fishing, did you? Well, we're not. Sure, there are fish to catch. Plenty of them. Too many of them, even. Remember the big shark? Yeah, they added 6 more of them, and I think I'm all set on that, personally. Not only do I not want to because of my PTSD, but I'd also have to build both a chum station and a net. And like all upgrades and appliances to your boat, this shit is expensive. Upgrade after upgrade as I get higher level. The keel, the hull, the sails, the cannons, the hooks. For Gothic's sake, Jagex, I'm not made of GP. If I wanted to build myself the stations needed for deep sea trawling, I'd either have to get rid of my precious salvaging setup, which isn't happening, or buy a whole nother boat and upgrade that from the ground up. Let me think. How about I just don't go trawling? Maybe one day. I hear the XP is decent, but I just don't think it's in the cards right now. These cannons aren't just for show, baby. It's time to kill something. There's bounties at the task board to hunt down specific monsters, and, well, it's kinda just baby's first Slayer task. I think it's more so worth it to do these when the contracts task you with killing real mobs with actual high ticket, albeit rare, items on their drop table, but killing birds and mogres off the rip won't get you very far. Thankfully, there are plenty of more mobs added with sailing not found on the waters of the ocean that'll still drop these coveted upgrade materials, the best of which are the frost dragons. Let's go get geared up real quick. Wait, I actually look like such a badass water wizard in this setup, I'm not gonna lie. Chat, is this tough? Like, damn, okay. Now, you may find yourself asking how a humble adventurer such as myself came across such fine threads as these. Well,
oh my god, I got the blue moon chest.
oh, yo, what? Yo, wait, I actually got the blue moon chest. I did a run just to get cinematic shots for this montage, and you know, Jagex rewards the dutiful, you know? I didn't actually finish green logging this, cause, you know, the blood moon just hates me, but I'm done here. You gotta believe me, I was gonna do a whole bit about these frost dragons, using the Flame of Zamorak spell to kill them, and then be like, it's Flames of Zamorak, why is it not a flame spell? And knowing damn well it was not a flame spell going in. But the thing is that you gotta be level 87 sailing to land there, and I'm only level 62. The XP rates aren't that fast, so we're just not gonna go there. Trust me, I really was going to. I promise. One day, when I get there, we'll get there. Not right now. Hey, you know, lava strike worms are just as cool. Honestly, at this point, I'm feeling a little sailed out. It's been a fun ride, and there's still so much I didn't even do. This content drop will continue to feed me for some time. Overall, I think the new skill is sensational, and I'm excited to see what comes out in the future for it with all of the feedback that's been shared in the community in mind. You know, let's get a cheer going for Jagex. I'm thinking, the ocean's awesome. The ocean's awesome. TOA, 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 TOA.